It's a mindset. It's helping us to remember what journalism actually is. Journalism is a filter between reality and the public perception of reality. We shape the perception of reality. And if you ask people how the status of the world is, they have a totally wrong picture about the world. A lot of them has. They think the world is getting more and more violent. They think the world is getting worse and worse. And of course there are problems, but the facts are that in many cases the status of this world now is far better than it has ever been in the history of mankind. So constructive news is a criticism about how we normally focus our attention. If we only focus our attention on things that do not work, the idea that a good story has to be a bad story, then our news content, the picture we paint in people's mind, gets false. You can say we ask the questions of who did it and why did it happen. Constructive news adds to those two and ask other questions saying, okay, now we know that, then what? I hate the word positive news, because positive news, that is the North Korean version. Ignoring, putting the blindfold on the eye, that ignore the troubles, ignore that there are problems in society. I think the idea of a constructive news is a way to make journalism more meaningful again, to make people trust us more. And that's the biggest threat right now. People don't trust us because they think we're too biased. They think we exaggerate things. We think we focus on the troubles. We only do stories to generate clicks. We think journalism is just a product to be sold. And that's wrong. We don't want to manipulate people to think what we think, because as professional journalists, we shouldn't have opinions about where society should go. We should facilitate a debate about it and be open-minded and curious, not only critical. Critical is a tool. It's not the goal. And somewhere around the last 10, 15, 20 years, we have mixed it around. We think the goal of good journalism is to be critical. The goal is that we make this a global standard. So we need to change. But for the first time in years, I feel there's an openness in our industry, in the newsrooms, to change. And that's extremely good. So let's engage ourselves in conversation about how can we do it differently. We're not saying what we're doing is the only solution, but it's a way to do it. And together we can make this a better place, and we can make journalism great again.